Hello, it's Dr. Laura Grace, and I'm back to share with you some more information about dreams. So, dreams are relatable and understandable in your waking life. And in this episode, we're going to dive right into water dreams. They're a very common dream theme and they're really important. How many times has water shown up in your dreams? Probably a lot. And why would that be? Because for the most part, dreams about water reflect your emotions. They're showing your emotions that you're experiencing on a day-to-day basis. And they're showing you emotions that you're experiencing in ways that you're probably not conscious of. Water is just a very important dream metaphor in general. Water changes forms. It can be very soft, like when we think about, water lapping up against a small pond, or water can be really strong. I think about the years of living by the Pacific Ocean and the water crashing against the shoreline and actually changing the shape of the rock formations. Water can be impenetrable when we think about frozen water showing up in dream time, something like really thick ice. So when you're having dreams of water, make sure you really tune into the form that the water in your dream time is taking, because each of these forms is depicting a different emotional state that you're experiencing. And also dreams of water has a very alchemical component to it. They're usually showing some kind of change that you're going through, sometimes a transformation. And why would that be? Well, when you think about it, our emotions, we know from neuroscience that our emotions actually create a chemical reaction in our bodies. And again, you're probably not aware of how deeply you're feeling something at times. We're not always in touch with our feelings until you dream about it. For example, you might be going through, let's just say, a breakup with somebody. And, your friend asks you, how you doing with that breakup? And you might think that you're feeling fine, right? Although fine's not really a word to express an emotion, we might just say, I'm feeling fine. But then that night you have a dream where you and your ex are, say, walking along a beach, and you see this out of the blue, this tsunami coming out of the ocean, and this huge wave is looming over you and getting closer to you. And if this tsunami hits, it's going to take you and your ex and probably take you right off the beach and out into the water. So your dream feelings and fears are growing and getting more intense. Now, during the day, you told your friend that you're feeling fine about this breakup, but psyche, your unconscious, which is where dreams are coming from, are telling you a very, very different story. So again, we always want to pay attention to our water dreams because feelings are key in these kinds of dreams. Now, Dr. Ernest Hartman, somebody I have great respect for, has done a lot of research on sleep disorders and on dreams, and he calls dreams that have a lot of feeling to them tidal wave dreams. And it's not, an accident that he's using the term tidal wave, water, to talk about dreams that have a lot of feeling and emotion to them. And quite frankly, from my own experience of working with dreams for many, many decades, and with many, many people, I don't think we put enough emphasis on feelings when we're trying to interpret our dreams. When you talk to certain dream experts, they'll say tune into the theme of the dream. Okay, very understandable because dream themes are important. They'll say tune into the character in the dreams. Okay, dream characters are very important. They're all aspects of us, right? They'll say tune into maybe the landscape or what was happening during the dream. But you'll find your best dream specialists or experts will tune you into the feelings that you felt during a dream. So again, if you're walking along the shoreline and you have a dream about large waves that are beginning to crest and rise up over the shoreline, you might notice in your dream time not a lot of fear, but as those waves get bigger and it turns more into a tsunami, you feel the fear and the anxiety coming into dream time. And you'll wake up and think, my God, what was that about? Because during waking life, you may not be feeling that level of intensity. But dreams don't lie. They're the truth bearers, just like the body bears the burden of everything we go through, somatically speaking. Your dreams are telling you exactly what's going on inside of you. So that's why water dreams can be so incredibly helpful. So what we want to tune into, if you've had a water dream recently or you remember water dreams from the past, Tune into the form of the water. What is the size of the body of water? I mean, you could be dreaming about a hot tub. There's water in that dream, a bathtub, right? You could be dreaming about a pond. The water might be the size of a lake. I have a home in Michigan that sits near Lake Michigan. So that's one of the Great Lakes. That's a big body of water, not the ocean, but it's a pretty good sized body of water. Not like the Pacific, I mean, but the Great Lakes can be quite big. You could be dreaming about something the size of a river. Notice the size of the body of water. Second, what does the water look like? Is the water clear? Is the water murky? Is the water muddy? Is the water rippling? Is the water moving? Is the water stagnant? All right, all of those are going to give you clues about what kind of feelings Psyche is bringing to you for your awareness to understand what's going on with you in your waking life. And again, these water dreams are so important because most of us in our American culture have a hard time delving into the feeling realm. The realm of emotional growth can be really, really difficult because we're not trained or programmed from the time that we're tiny kids all the way in through adulthood. We're not taught really how to deal with emotions. And again, emotions create a chemical reaction in our bodies. So if we don't deal with them, what happens? They come out sideways, right? If you are carrying unexpressed anger or unprocessed pain, those feelings are going to end up coming out on people close to you. Or you'll turn them inward against yourself. And we know what happens then. What? When we turn our feelings inward, like say anger or resentment that we're carrying, we don't express it in an appropriate way. It can lead to things like, we know it can manifest into illness, into disease in the body. We know it can turn into a desire to escape, which can lead to all different kinds of addictions or addictive behavior. We know it can turn into depression, right? So again, when we're talking about dreams of water, I just cannot express to you enough how incredibly important and significant these dreams are, because they're helping you understand the emotional realm, and that's a very important realm. So in addition to the size of the body of water, what the water looks like, notice how deep is the water that's showing up. You know, when you're having dreams about the ocean, for example, and you're actually in the water. I mean, I've had dreams of diving all the way down to the bottom of the ocean floor, going very, very deep. Those dreams are showing you that you are delving more deeply into the unconscious. And that's a good thing, right? Because dreams are all about bringing what's not conscious, what's unconscious, into consciousness. They're the bridge of those two realms. And it's the unconscious realm that drives us. It's not the conscious realm. So we're always wanting to bring the unconscious into our awareness. So then again, you know, just look at the size of the water, the depth of the water, the content of the water, the clarity or lack of. And, you know, right now what I want to move into here is also water dreams often express or trying to help us understand where we have unexpressed grief. As I said, water dreams have an alchemical factor to it. And grief dreams can be quite powerful. If you're going through some kind of loss in your life, if you're going through some kind of change in your life, even if it's a good change, say you're moving from one state to another and you're actually really excited about this change, it doesn't mean that there won't be grief. All change brings about some kind of ending and new beginnings. And those endings, though, need to be felt, and they often need to be grieved, even again, if it's a good change. If you're leaving people that you've lived by for many years, if you're leaving a workplace where you've made connections with people that you've had for some time, if you're even changing homes and it was a home that you once loved, an apartment or a condo or a house that you really liked, and you're going to a new home, those are endings, and those kind of dreams will show up where you'll have maybe small bodies of water appear in your dreams, but they're still trying to help you understand where there's some feelings that need to be processed. And you know, I'm a Jungian, and I'm thinking about the work that I've done in the unconscious realm. A lot of it has been around grief. And when I was going through my doctoral program, I was going through a lot of changes and transformation. And water dreams appeared over and over and over again. And Dr. James Hillman, who's the father of archetypal psychology and also was a student of Dr. Carl Jung's, believed so powerfully in the need to process our grief that he would make himself sit down and grieve for 30 minutes every single day. I'm not exaggerating, 30 minutes a day, because he knew if he didn't do that kind of emotional release work, that he would be blocked. And he would be blocked in his creativity, he'd be blocked in his awareness, he'd be blocked in his ability to create and delve into those deeper realms of life. He would be blocked within his ability to connect with people intimately and authentically and emotionally in relationship. So he did the inner work of grief work. Now, I don't do 30 minutes a day, but I do try to do 30 minutes a month. And I've done this for a long time. And you might think, well, you know, Dr. Grace, I don't have anything to grieve about. Well, yes, we do. If you think about what's happening with the planet, with the environment, with climate change, the animal kingdom, I know for me, that will definitely bring up grief. There might be somebody in your life that's going through a tough time and they're going through some pain. That could bring up some sadness. The point isn't to tell you to get stuck in pain and grief. The deal here with water dreams and why I'm bringing this up is to help you let go of any emotions or grief that might be blocking you, and to really clear that channel. Okay, so if you have water dreams, please don't ignore them. Take a look at them, and again, go over what I mentioned about the size of the water, the form of the water, the clarity of the water or lack thereof, the depth of the water, and pay attention to what you were feeling while you were having that water dream. So in all of ancient stories and folklore and mythical stories, water's always had a really prevalent, really prominent space in those stories, because it's about cleansing. It's about becoming more of what we feel. It's about going into the deeper parts of who we are. So these are dreams that are incredibly, incredibly powerful. Even flood dreams, you know, for example, I remember somebody recently shared a client a flood dream with me, and they were like, what's going on? In the dream, what they had was a flood dream where actually their whole foundation in their house got washed away. And we know in waking life, floods can do this, right? And we were talking about their life, and what they were understanding from that dream is that the foundation in which they had been living their lives, their understanding of what their deeper purpose was being washed away at this point in their life's journey, because they were ready to go deeper. They were ready to get more in touch with their authentic truth. They were ready to start speaking out and taking a stand on what they really believed in. They were ready to drop the need to people please and to be authentically who they were. And they were really ready to access their gifts and talents and go in touch or get in touch more clearly with their deeper purpose and get that work out into the world. So even something like a flood dream, you may think, oh my gosh, that's not a big deal. It's a big deal. Those dreams are incredibly, incredibly important, as are all of your dreams. So as we wind down, if you have any dreams about water, I encourage you to, in the comment section below, tell me about the water dream that you've had. You don't have to give me the whole dream, but just give me the idea of what the water looked like. If you have any questions, post those in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer them when I can. And if you like this video, if this was helpful to you at all in understanding water dreams, please like, give me a thumbs up on the video. It helps the videos get higher on the search engine with YouTube, and that way this dream video on water can help other people as well as they've helped you. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you again next time. Namaste.